Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video in which I will do a little bit of an RWA showcase, alright? So we'll talk about 3 or 4, I believe, projects from the RWA narrative, the real world asset narrative, that I think have potential. I wouldn't necessarily call these for the best RWA projects. I think there's a ton of great projects, and something like Goldfinch I've talked about for years now. I still think that's a great project, but we will not talk about it in this video. These are just 4 projects I think you at least need to know, alright? So RWA, like I said, is going to be the focused on narrative in this video. In general, great narrative, has provided a lot of great rallies over the course of this year, has been relatively quiet though over the last couple of months, alright? Now, I see that mostly as an opportunity, alright? Because I think RWA, in terms of potential for a narrative, has amazing potential. You can see, only scrolling through the latest articles on tokenization on RWA. There's a ton of updates almost every week about big financial institutions being interested in RWA. And then mostly tokenization of assets, right? And then what you can see as well is that, for example, BlackRock has already made some enormous steps in this tokenization process. And we'll get to that later, because BlackRock is actually also already into crypto tokenization and just in general the RWA narrative in crypto. Very interesting. That was, by the way, also one of the main catalysts that really pushed up the RWA narrative once it actually started going. For example, back with Ondo back in January last year, I believe. That did extremely well. Did like a 10x, I believe. But yeah, so that's what we'll talk about in this video. We'll talk about a couple of projects. We'll do a brief overview of the projects, and then I'll talk about why I think they have potential while I reset the camera. The first project is Ondo, alright? Now, we cannot leave this out. At the moment, Ondo is like very big, alright? And the projects we'll talk about in this video are very mixed. Like there's bigger projects. Most of them are actually relatively smaller, so you can actually get a couple of X's with it. I think Ondo, you can actually get a couple of X's with it as well. It's right now at $1 billion market cap, but I think this has much more potential. You can see also in the chart here, you can see, for example, that the RWA narrative basically since June has not performed very much anymore. Ondo has either been bearish or consolidating. But Ondo is an amazing project, has raised funds and has partners with some amazing venture capitals, but also market makers such as Wintermute. The TVL, so how much money is actually locked up on their protocol, is growing and is very high at 640 million. They have that direct tie with BlackRock, who actually directly uses their platform, and I believe they actually hold some Ondo as well, even though I cannot see that right here, so I'm not going to claim that. But just in general, those reasons that it's actually being used, I think it actually provides some real value. Its ties to BlackRock. I think that's enough of a reason to expect this to do well. And Ondo is also perceived kind of as the main coin in the RWA narrative, which is usually a coin that performs very well. Now, second project I wanted to talk about is Parcel. Now, this is a little bit of a different project. I mean, all of these projects are different. But Parcel, first of all, is much smaller. It has a $50 million market cap, $340 million fully diluted value. Also has some great backing, as you can see, with things such as Coinbase Ventures, Solana Ventures, etc. And that's also, like, before we get into the project itself, that's also one of its main strengths. All right, it has great backing, and it is a Solana coin. All right, and I still think that Solana will perform great over the next couple of months. So this could be the best Solana RWA alternative, or best Solana RWA coin out there. So that's in general already a great pro. Then outside of that, Parcel, basically what it allows you to do is it's a speculation. It's a prediction market based on house prices, basically the real estate market, but also rents and also tokens. All right, so that's what you can do there. Which now also, with what we've seen and with the growth of Poly market, I think that is another point why it is actually bullish. But outside of that, they're also doing a big airdrop, which you can earn points for right now. So that also will probably increase the hype over the next couple of months. In general, I'll leave all the links down in the description. So I would definitely recommend you to check this out, including the airdrop, because the last airdrop, I think some people actually made some decent bank with that. But in general, very interesting. And like I said, much lower market cap. So that is very interesting as well. Third project I wanted to talk about is Lumia. Now, I've partnered up with Lumia in the summer for their node sale, but I think in general this is a very interesting project. It's relatively new. It was Orion Protocol, and they rebranded to Lumia. And at the moment, low market cap, lower fully diluted value than Parcel, and higher floating value or higher market cap at the moment with $75 million. Price so far has been, well, it hasn't been too bad. I mean, if you compare it to other new launches, this is already listed on Binance, which is super bullish in my eyes. But this one I would be a little bit more cautious with, all right? Just look for that performance first and look for some actual decentralized applications being built on Lumia before actually buying into this. But overall, like I said, it's relatively new, got that Binance listing. New projects are usually a favorite for strong narratives. So that's another reason why I think this is interesting. Has backing by DWF Labs, which is great backing, especially in terms of, or especially for the token price. But Lumia itself, basically what it is it's a full network. It's a blockchain network. It's a chain built for RWA. All right, and technically, if you look at the infrastructure, which you can see through the link down in the description, I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video. It would cost too much time. But they've built a serious infrastructure around their project. All right, which is the best foundation for these RWA projects. But like I said, I would still be a little bit cautious with this. Wait for actual RWA projects to get to this project, to get on this chain. To build their centralized applications, and once that's done, this will perform great for sure. And then the last project I wanted to talk about is a little bit of a wild card because they don't have a token out yet, but it is very simply said RWA. All right, that's the name of the project here, which I think can be a great name in terms of the narrative. What you tend to see. With other narratives, like if you have a coin that's just called AI, for example, if you talk about sleepless AI, that was actually performing very well, right? So that name connection, I wouldn't call that a strength because it's very much about the project, but it can be a strength. But no, raised a lot of money from including myself, from some investors, are going to do their token launch somewhere in the fourth quarter of this year, so soon. So make sure to follow them on X if you want to be updated on that. But basically what they're building is your one-stop shop for all your RWA and tokenization needs. All right. So for example, what they have is tokenization as a service, where they help Web 2 companies and corporations to get to tokenization, as you can see right here. And they recently launched their own launchpad for other RWA projects, which you can see right here. A lot of great projects coming to this, and this will also be, I think, one of the places where you can participate in their IDO, in their token launch, an RWA exchange, RWA marketplace, but these are still in development. But overall, like I said, very much the main stop for all the tokenization and RWA needs. I think it has a lot of potential with the backing they have and the development they have already done. So like I said, link to this will be down in the description as well. Would sincerely recommend you to follow them on X. But for now, that is the video. All right. So just to refresh your minds, the projects we talked about are Ondo, which has a little bit of a higher market cap, but has a great project. Parcel, lower market cap, quite a lot of inflation. Airdrop, but also has ties to prediction markets, also bullish. Lumia, very new, but already Binance listed and DWF backed. And RWA, great backing, and is going to launch very soon. So keep an eye out for that. But that's what you need to know. Those are my thoughts on RWA for now. Like I said, there's plenty of more RWA projects out there that I very much like, and I will for sure cover those in future videos. But for now, I think this is a great collection of RWA projects you need to know. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.